I don't know if you guys have also noticed this, but it feels like anytime an NBA YouTuber runs out of video ideas, or maybe it's dead in the middle of the offseason, they will always default to making a video reacting to their viewers' hot takes, which is actually exactly what we're doing today. Listen, I always thought I was better than everybody else because I didn't do these hot take videos. Okay, well, I guess I did one of them back in 2022, but please, for the love of God, do not go back and watch that video.
Yo, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are all having a good day today.
Anyways, I asked you guys over on my Instagram, which feel free to go follow if you haven't already, for your hot takes on this upcoming season, and I'm gonna be honest, I was pleasantly surprised with what you guys submitted. A lot of the times when I ask you guys questions on Instagram, you send the most dog shit responses, usually just making fun of me, but these ones were good. So let's just go ahead and hop right into it here, starting off with Luka is all-time better than Dwayne Wade. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. This has literally nothing to do with next year's NBA season. Damn, I kind of thought I knew where I stood on this take before making this video, but now that I kind of say it out loud, I don't know how to feel. Maybe I value rings too much, but I feel like Dwayne Wade coming in the league and just already winning a championship and then also proceeding to put up the numbers that he put up, while also being an actual good defensive player, something that you don't really get from Luka. I have a hard time saying that Luka is better than Dwayne Wade, and I do want to say as well, I actually value Luka's finals appearance. Some people that only look at championship rings do not value a finals appearance, whereas for me, I say, you know, hey, they were only 4 games away from being just as accomplished as that player. I don't know if that made sense, but I feel like Jimmy Butler is a prime example where a lot of people say, you know, hey, well, he never won the ring, but it's like, bro, he went to the finals 2 fucking times, like they were that close, whatever. So of course I respect Luka, but as for right now, I got Dwayne Wade over him. Giannis will never leave the Bucks. Well, Shams did just make a report today saying that Giannis has been having conversations about his future in Milwaukee and that he doesn't really know if he wants to stay there long term or whatever. Obviously, this could just be Shams trying to kind of just stir up something because we are dead in the offseason. But I don't know. We're in this era of NBA basketball where players are kind of quick to leave their team or, you know, jump to a better situation. And Giannis kind of strikes me as the guy where, like, obviously he's going to continue to put pressure on the Bucks front office to continue to build around him. But at a certain point, he could say, you know what, like, I'm kind of done with this, right? He thought that Damian Lillard was going to be the guy that was, you know, going to be his championship co-star. That didn't work out. Now he has Miles Turner. Reportedly, he loves having Miles Turner on the team. But if that doesn't work out, the team might feel stuck. They can't really do much. I don't know. I would not be surprised if Giannis requested a trade at some point in the future, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he retires a Milwaukee Buck. Now, I am going to switch it up for this next one. Obviously, a lot of the followers that I have are Kings fans. I'm very clearly a Kings fan myself. I kind of talk about them a lot, very biased towards them. So it's only right. A lot of the people that watch my videos are fans of Sacramento. So yes, there were a shit ton of Kings selections. I wanted to go over all of them. So I'm just going to read out every single Sacramento Kings, I guess, response that I got, and I'm just gonna kind of try to respond to it all in one take. All right, here we go. I might have to speed up this part of the video.
Kings will be dead last in standings. Kings will win the championship. Sacramento Kings winning NBA Finals. Keon Ellis second all-defensive team next year. Keegan Murray gonna be a superstar. Kings sneaky playoff team. Kings go 0-82. Kings go 82-0. Keon averaging 40 and they win a championship. Kings not even in the play-in tournament. Kings are winning it all. The Kings have the loudest crowd reaction in history just to lose by 2. Kings championship.
So obviously there's some really random ones in there. Keon averaging 40 is crazy. The one about the Kings having a loud crowd reaction and lose by 2 is the most weirdly specific hot take. Is that even a hot take? What is happening? I'm just going to respond to this with how I think the Kings are going to do next year. I think they will be dog shit. I don't think they're going to be a playoff team. There's a chance they can be a play-in team just because I see the 10th seed being somewhat achievable by this franchise and the players that they currently have, just purely based off of talent. But at the same time, the Western Conference is so hard, right? It is going to be a crazy competition just to make it into the play-in tournament in the first place. So I would not be surprised if they can't even make it into that spot. Keegan Murray, I don't think he is going to be a superstar in my opinion. He seems like the guy that is a great, you know, piece around a superstar. He is going to be the guy that elevates a team and makes them into a championship contender. Keon Ellis, second all-defensive team. I would love to see this. I just don't think that guards get enough respect when it comes to actual defensive effort and the work that they put in on that end. And also, you have to remember he is playing for the Sacramento Kings, especially if they're the 10th seed or lower. I really don't think he'd get the respect that he deserves at that spot. So as much as I think he deserves that, I don't think he's going to get it. Let's see. Everything else, yeah, they're not going to win a championship. They might make the play-in tournament. That's really all I got there. Next up, I actually love this take. It's something that I've been saying for quite some time now. Joel Embiid is hurting the 76ers org more than Ben Simmons did. Okay, I guess I read that wrong when I first put it in here because I never said that he was hurting the team more than Ben Simmons. But I will say a part of me does have this feeling around Joel Embiid where I say, hey, if next year he is still hurt with injuries, right? There's been tons of articles about, he is still concerned about his knee. There is genuine issues with his health right now. It's not just a, oh, he went down and he has to heal up. Like, there is actual lifelong injuries happening to him right now. So part of me says, hey, if next year he cannot be healthy or he cannot, show up in the playoffs and be the guy, maybe it is time as a 76ers team where you go, all right, we got to move on. We got to bring in a more reliable player, someone who can actually play these games. You obviously don't need an MVP caliber player like Joel Embiid because the 76ers team is actually doing really good at building everything else around him. They just had an amazing draft. Jarrett McCain has a ton of potential. Tyrese Maxey is, a superstar in the making. Paul George is still on the team for some reason. Maybe you can get something in return for him. This team has the pieces, and if Joel Embiid is fully healthy, like if he can be the MVP Joel, there is no doubt in my mind they could win a championship, right? Like they could actually win a championship with Joel Embiid. It's just that in this league, you kind of need a guy who can be consistent and who can show up every day. Thankfully for the 76ers, the Eastern Conference is looking very weak next season. So maybe Joel Embiid sits out a couple more games than he normally would. That way he is healthy for the postseason and they can really make their run there. Another very common submission that I would get was anything regarding the Lakers and Luka Doncic. That's also probably the thumbnail and title for this video. So if you were wanting to see my take on that, here you go. Lakers are winning the chip. The Lakers will make it out of the West. The Lakers won't make the playoffs. Luka will finish top 3 in MVP voting. So starting off with the Luka MVP conversation, a part of me does feel like this is actually his best chance to win an MVP. Not just because he's finally looking healthy and fit and he's working out and all this crazy stuff, but also he is in LA. I mean, if we're looking at pure storyline here, okay, this would be the best time for him to win MVP because he just got traded. He got fit because they called him fat when he got traded. So now he's, fit and looking amazing. He's putting up crazy numbers, playing for the new franchise. So imagine the headlines. Imagine the storyline if he wins MVP a year after the Dallas Mavericks trade him. Like, that would be the best time for him to actually win it. So I honestly feel like there will be a bit more conversation around, Luka winning MVP. Also, if the team actually does good regular season, standings wise, I really wouldn't rule it out. I think putting him top 3 is super generous and will most likely happen anyways. Him actually winning MVP is the hot take that I think could become a reality. As for the Lakers as a team, let me tell you right now, they're not winning a fucking championship. Okay, let's just get that out of your head here. Let's bring it back down to reality. That is not going to happen, but I do think they'd have themselves like a decent playoff run. Nothing too crazy. I don't think their team is of that caliber yet. It's going to be a weird situation with LeBron. I don't know. I just don't feel like this team is properly built to be a true contender yet. No matter how good Luka, LeBron, Austin Reeves, no matter how good they are as players, the NBA is a weak link game right now, and they have a shit ton of weak links that can be targeted and taken advantage of and can make them lose just like they did against the Timberwolves. So I'm sorry, Luka and Lakers fans, okay? Maybe you guys can win MVP, but I don't think, the championship dreams are there for right now. Speaking about crazy dreams, Raptors will be the 3rd seed. Do I even have to answer this shit? I mean, I know the Eastern Conference is weak right now, but goddamn, really? I mean, maybe a playoff spot? Maybe. If they even want it, are they tanking? Like, they'll be in the postseason, maybe, but 3rd seed is kind of fucking crazy. I don't know. I don't see it. Paolo wins MVP and the Magic are a top 3 seed, but get bounced in 5 or 6 games in the first round. I love when people submit these very specific things that they think could happen. Paolo winning MVP is already a hot take in of itself, but then the Magic being a top 3 seed and then getting knocked out in the first round in specifically 5 or 6 games. Like, that is the most specific thing ever. I love it so much. I don't see Paolo Banchero winning MVP. I just don't think he is like that guy yet. I don't think he puts up the numbers for it, even if he is a really impactful player. But I'm with you on the Magic being a top 3 seed, and I hope that they don't get bounced in the first round. I would love to see them actually advance and, you know, be not the Detroit Pistons of the East, because they have been already like showing out, but kind of be like, you know, the up and coming team that everybody looks at and says, hey, watch out for the Magic. I guess they're kind of like already talking about the Magic that way, but actually doing a solid like deep playoff run would make them even more talked about and even more hyped up, especially with Desmond Bane, all the new additions that they made. I would love to see the Orlando Magic have themselves a good season. Unfortunately though, I don't see Paolo Banchero as the MVP. Wembanyama is top 4 in MVP voting. I'm the biggest Wemby glazer. If you were actually the biggest Wemby glazer, you wouldn't say that he's top 4 in MVP voting. You would say that he's gonna fucking win it all. And you know what? That's gonna be my hot take for this video. Wembanyama is going to be MVP. I think the Wembanyama MVP conversation kind of boils into another part of this video that I wanted to talk about, which is all of the San Antonio Spurs takes that I got. So I'm gonna go ahead and read those as well, and we'll just kind of talk about Wembanyama and the Spurs as a whole. Spurs making it to the finals. The Spurs will make the playoffs this year. Harrison Barnes, most improved player. Spurs will be a number 2 seed and make it to the conference finals. Basically, everybody's saying they're actually going to be a true contender, and then the one guy who said Harrison Barnes will win most improved player, I'm just going to rule that one out already. Barnes is not winning a fucking award. I'm not buying that propaganda. As for everything else, I agree. I am so high on the San Antonio Spurs this year. I feel like Wembanyama is going to have another crazy season. The guys that they have put around Wemby are actually built to like win something. I don't think people are ready to see a full NBA season of Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox. And then you factor in, you know, Stephon Castle just won Rookie of the Year. It was kind of a Mickey Mouse Rookie of the Year, if you want me to be honest, but still, he won the award. Devin Vassell is a guy that I absolutely love. I've never been a huge fan of Jeremy Sohan, but hey, he's there. And then there's the 2 rookies, Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant. I mean, even if this team isn't ready to make a huge move in, you know, this next season, they are primed and ready to make a huge leap at some point in these next couple of years. I just personally feel like that jump is going to be this year. I feel like it is over for the rest of the league. The San Antonio Spurs are ready for their ring. That being said, I think we kind of just ran through all of the good hot takes that were sent to me. If you guys want to submit your hot takes for maybe the next video, put all of them in the YouTube comments down below. I read and respond to everybody. I would love to see what you guys think, whether it's a response to one of the hot takes in this video, or maybe it's a hot take of your own. Also, while you're down there, if you guys want to like and subscribe, we are getting close to 50,000 subscribers. It is getting crazy out here. I really cannot thank you guys enough. That being said, I will see you guys all in the next one. Later.